So, wow, we're already recording. Good, 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 good. So we go back to the PowerPoint. So nerves in the central nervous system. You can have a center collection of neurons with a shared function, such as the occipital lobe in the back of the brain underneath the occipital bone. And there's a visual cortex, the center for controlling a shared function, controlling sight. If you have cell boundaries, cell bodies in various places in the brain, it's called the nucleus. The neural cortex is the gray matter covering the brain. The white matter is bundles of axons that share origins, destinations, and functions. So the brain has various centers and nuclei, an arrangement of gray matter and white matter in order to assign functions to various locations for the brain to be able to function. And so location, 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 just like when you buy a house, location is everything. You want to have a good location, you want to have schools nearby, shopping centers, good roads, and so on. So the location in various parts of the brain, as I said, the visual cortex is the back of your skeleton, the temporal cortex, where the auditory center is located opposite the parietal bone, is where the auditory center is there for regulating hearing. So groups of neuron cell bodies outside of the central nervous system is a ganglion. A nerve is a bundle of axons. Spinal nerves pick up information from the exterior, take information to and from the spinal cord, cranial nerves, which you will learn all of the names of the cranial nerves, and they take information to the brain and from the brain. So the autonomic nervous system is a major part of these cranial nerves, and their job is to send information to the central nervous system and take the process results of whatever was being asked. Okay, so ganglion again are nerve cell bodies outside of the CNS. A nerve is a bundle of axons. Spinal nerves carry information to and from the spinal cord, and cranial nerves carry information to and from the brain. This is a good summary. Here's the peripheral nervous system with ganglia, neuron cell bodies in the peripheral nervous system. White matter is bundles of axons that are surrounded by white matter. That white matter is supplied by Schwann cells. So the peripheral nervous system outside of the central nervous system, we have gray matter on the surface of the brain. We have specific areas like the auditory center, the gustatory center, the training session, the session, that controls not the training session, but the visual cortex, the auditory cortex, the frontal cortex that are the executive functions of the brain, nuclei collections of cell body in the interior of the central nervous system, tracks carry information up to the spinal cord into the brain and send information out from the higher centers of the brain. Okay, pathways are these columns and tracks that are picking up information from all the sensory receptors, the information being processed very quickly and then analyzed. And so we are constantly aware of the joints and their position and the state of muscle contraction. So make sure you understand these uh, two divisions, the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system. Sensory information goes up to the brain and spinal cord. Ascending pathways carry information from the periphery to the central nervous system. Descending pathways carry commands from the CNS to centers and to ultimately the central nervous system is going to send out output once analysis is done. Okay, let's stop there and we'll move on. We've talked about the membrane potential already. Let's go back here and stop recording for a moment.